It's 6:26, Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. I've spent, ever since 2009, when I woke up real hard, and I started becoming extremely aware of what's going on metaphysically, of myself and what's going on around me. Excuse me. I've been saying things that are going to happen, talked about it, but the main thing I knew is that creation, as we know it, is going to be destroyed. And then it's going to be rebuilt. It'll be reborn. Excuse me, that's why I've called it Creation's Purge. This body's been falling apart for a while, but now it's we're finally getting to the end of this nonsense. So this is one last time when I'm going to tell you about what's coming for the new people coming in, and for the people that come in after I'm free of this body and I get started. Excuse me. A lot of you that have been following me for many years know this, and please hang in there. I've got to get this out for those that don't understand. In the very beginning of all creation, there's only God. No, it doesn't work like that. It's nothing like that. All this free will and everything you've been told you have, yeah, hello. It's the exact opposite. It's just like today you have, like in this facade of a government that's in the United States of America right now. It's a joke. It's tyranny. They call it communism, but it's just tyranny. It's all over the world. All the governments, they're all about to be gutted. But it's not just that. I mean, what's coming is big. It's about everything. It's about all of you. That's what matters. It's all of you. That's what creation is. It should be about what it is, right? It's you and all of you, all of us. I'll make this as quick as I can. In the very beginning, before there was sentient life at all, excuse me, there was just one dimension, and a group of energy fields started coming together. And is it coalescing? I don't know. Anyway, they started grouping together, and then sentient energy was created. It takes 5 major energy fields, 5 specific energy fields, to come together and form a sentient energy, which is what we call spirit. I was set to leave this body on the 11th a few days ago, and some of the animals here were all set. Everything was going to happen. And then all the stuff on the other side that's trying to keep this format of abuse decided to get excited and keep me, they were hounding the hell out of me, messing with me, to the point where I was so agitated I couldn't relax and slip out of the body. So, because we're at that point. So now these particular ones here are dead, and the animals are deceased. Not animals everywhere, just animals near me, and this female, very important to me, she came up to me this morning and she was pissed. She said, kill them all. And she was talking about all the idiots that messed with me, because she was promised that she was going to be able to leave with me. And that was denied her. You've never had free will. Anyway, the vast majority of these people, less than 6 years from now, physical bodies are gone. And the vast majority of people never know. They'll be finding that all of a sudden, one moment, poof, they'll be back on the other side as themselves, spirit, sentient energy. In the beginning, there was these 5 energy fields came together, created sentient energy, and then boom, there was the first being. And the amount of heavy particulate matter floating around that gets pulled into the process of creating the sentient energy determines how much negativity it had. And the original first being was 27.5% lower frequencies or negativity. The more solid matter you have, especially heavy particulate matter, the more it slows down your frequencies, and the less heart energy you have, and the more aggressive you are about dominating, doing all kinds of stupid stuff. Being lower frequencies, that doesn't mean you're going to be like that automatically. It's just a tendency. So anyway, it started going. Became sentient, started running around, flying around, trying to find something else to talk to, and it couldn't. It started going nuts. So then finally, it divided itself into 2 similar but different pieces, and created male and female. And then from there, everything evolved. You can read the books that if you go to Amazon, you can go to thespiritualfoundation.com, and we have the book listing over there. I'll put a picture with the listing with the pictures of the books in this video. But anyway, that's what thespiritualfoundation.com has been about. We live in a world where we have to have money. We have to pay bills, yada, yada, yada. I purchased the name Spiritual Foundation a long time ago, many years ago. And then when Deanna, who's her spirit inside, she's actually a daughter from Lily and I just gave it to her. And everything else I have, just because it's time for me to get out of here. It's been that way for years, and someone had to carry it forward. So anyway, that's why with the money that we've made, we've had to take care of her, me, and all this money, thousands and thousands of dollars we've put out for animals, people. But anyway, so this original first being never wanted to be lonely again. So it got to the point where it decided it wanted to release parts of itself, but it was going to make sure that these parts that came out separated into male and female like they were. Okay? Now, before they could do that, they had to create the second and third dimension, and that's what the original first being male did. Excuse me, the second dimension, where everyone lives out of body. The first dimension was condensed more or less and collapsed and encased. And then the second dimension was opened up, and then the third dimension beyond that, and that's where the physical stuff is. Trying to hurry up. So the getting real close. So anyway, it did that, making everything split into male and female. When it released it, the 2 beings come together, the 2 halves come together, and they can release some of their energy, and they create new beings. And as they release their energy, it flows like water over the hood of a highly waxed car, and then all of a sudden it goes from a sheet of water to droplets. Well, each one of those droplets was spirit, and as soon as it's separate and isolate, it starts to like vibrate, and then it literally separates. It might be 55% male, 45% female. It might be the percentage might be 83 and 17. You know, there's no telling. It all is as it happens. Anyway, that way it was releasing smaller parts of itself, and it would never be alone again. Okay? Remember, first being was 27.5% lower frequency, so that's not good. It's not bad, but it sure ain't good. Not for something that strong in the beginning. And of course, in no time at all, the thing that I'm part of, Arae, what I am, what I'm part of, however you want to look at it, it's huge. The spirit in this body, I say I'm Arae because I am, but in the entirety of the being that is Arae, the main focal point, this is just for a basic ratio of understanding, the main focal point and what's in this body. If the main focal point was as big as Stone Mountain in Georgia, and you reached up to it and it was made of clay, and you reached into it and grabbed a handful of clay, that's how much is in this body. Now, once free of this physical form, when we're in these physical forms, people, we are screwed. We are in jail, the straitjackets, gagged, you name it. Okay? That's what it's like when we're in a body. Yeah, and you have free will, right? Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, now, the actual size of Arae's focal point isn't the size of Stone Mountain. It's larger than this universe, and there's about 1,700 other universes. So, you get the idea that Arae's huge. He's the strongest, biggest thing there is, and that's why he's taking everything out. But anyway, what's in me is the main part that comes out to have lives. And I've gotten so strong, big, that pieces of me that are extending outward, I've released a bunch of pieces of myself. These other pieces extending outward, they're about to become themselves if they want to. The three out there right now really don't want to. And that's fine. One of those pieces is inside President Trump. And all this shit's going to be turned around. You'll see. This isn't about politics. This isn't about anything about what's going to happen. I've tried to make you stronger with the products at thespiritualfoundation.com. Deanna and I have put together products with our energy in it. Hell, even my rune books have my energy in it. It's all over the place. The field that goes everywhere, the source field, yeah. It came from me. I literally removed it June of 2013 because it was no longer a field, because the original first being male, that was his job, and he and the male and female halves of the original first being were destroyed. I think it was about 2:30. There's not much left of this brain. I think it's about 2:30 on May 23rd, 2013. And anyway, that's when the final July 10th of 2012, they attacked me. I killed, I don't remember if it's a third or 2/3 of them. I don't know. I think it was probably a third something. And then May 23rd, 2013, I finished it off. It took that long for me to get my hands on them and kill them both. Metaphysical is totally different than physical. Physical is is related to metaphysical, not vice versa. You haven't been allowed to know who you are, what you are, and what's going on. That way they could maintain better control over you. Free will? Yeah. So anyway, the system, the creation that they built is full of abuse. They abuse the hell out of you so that they can make you bigger and stronger, and then at a certain time put you together with other parts of yourself, other parts of yourself, with your spirit mate, the other part of yourself, and then put you in one of these new universes, and then just release you, to go in there, and then you two get together. You release a third of your energy. You can't release any more than that, or you would fall apart. So it automatically won't happen. And then the original first being halves. Instead of having 1 million people, they'll have 1 billion. It's more than that, but let's just use that for relative numbers. Okay, ratios, approximately. So anyway, all this abuse everywhere. That's it. It's over now. They're dead. I'm coming out of the bodies. Time for change. Lily and Arae are the new alpha, male and female. I should say her first, female and male. If a man loves the woman he's with, then that's exactly how he treats her. When people love each other, they care for each other. And they act accordingly. You kept hearing about how much this God loves you and everything else, and then all it did is abuse you. It's just like, the tyrannists that run this planet right now physically. They tell you about something, the Freedom Act, and it took away your freedom. The new Fair Trade Act, which took away fair trade. They tell you the opposite and do the same. It's just, it's like on the left side of the fence in politics, but the right side's corroded too. I mean, there's some good people in there, but you're not going to find them but one or two on the left. And I don't go politics. I'm just telling you what's out there. You're going to find out real soon who's who. Because these other people that are controlling and abusing you, watch them die. They are about to be destroyed. Some are going to be put out in the open. You're going to see who they were. The minions that run this planet, that are behind all this, you're going to see them all together. It'll be on the video. Not made from my camera. We have a lot of friends here. ETs always have been. They're awesome people. You're going to find out. They're people, and some of them have had problems. But this group, they're from the Alliance of Life. Totally different. They're the ones that have been protecting this planet for forever. And they're in charge now. There's a group called... There's a group called the Alliance of Life. And at the head of the table, there's 2 seats that have some spirit in there. Not the main spirits, but a part of the main spirit. That's Lily and Arae. I went looking for the main body of myself a while ago, and I've had 10.846 plus trillion lives. Lily has had 8.9 plus trillion lives. Not, years, lives. And every time I go in to have a life, I knew I took her and I protected her. I made a dimension, put her inside it. Making dimensions is easy when you have the power and the understanding. And no, you're not going to be doing it, so don't waste your time trying. I'm not being arrogant, I'm just being honest. I'm no better than a stick in the mud. I just am what I am, that's all. So I'm no better than nothing else. And no one else. But anyway, so anyway, I went to go find myself. I did, and I saw the big body of myself. It's like, this is stupid. I know how strong I am. I know these bodies screw with us. Why the hell can't I get out of here? And then I saw energy that used to be in this body floating around in the field, which I've known for months now. That's how I've been escaping this body. And then I couldn't see the main part of me, so I said, all right, I know it's there, and I just relaxed, and I went and focused it, and I saw it, a huge mass of energy that's inside, like almost like a cocoon that's made of something that the material was incredibly hard and powerful and strong, but the density and the way I felt, it was almost like amber. And it's tunnel vision. I went right there, and I said, I've seen this dimension before. And I said, shit. And then I just opened up my view, and there she is right next to me, the body of Lily. So then I finally realized that I've always said that there's a body of Arae that's sleeping, but I didn't know exactly where it was and how it all tied together. A lot of people think I know everything. I don't. I'm in a human body like everyone else, and I have to learn and pick it up. These bodies are made to screw us, to hold us in prison, to screw with us, and to make life miserable, but also to make it easier for energy from the outside to mess with us. There's your loving God, who, by the way, the devil was also your God. Okay, so there's no such thing as a devil or a God, but the one who was playing both parts was the original first being halves, male and female. So anyway, and then I saw that like there's a part of Lily that's with me out with. She has been. I saw her in 2009 when I finally began to wake up hard. I've always done shit, talked with what they call angels, original first being servants, seen things, yada yada yada, known who was calling when the phone rang, like when I was 5. And my father said, you do that again. One more time you do that, and I'm going to punch that face. And I'm like, okay, no more. When you're 5 years old, Dad's a big motherfucker. So anyway, so that's why it was hard for me to get out this last 11th. Now, Mama, she passed yesterday, but, she was ready to go. Mama is a favorite cat that I have here that has been tortured, gone through hell. And then when I was waking up this morning, I wake up on and off, but one of the times I was waking up, last time I was waking up, she came up to me. And she's out of body. She came up to me, got not in my face, but right up to me, and she said, kill them all. And I said, okay. Well, I didn't know exactly what she meant at first. I know what I just saw, felt, and heard was true, but I was like, what? And then I relaxed, and then I just opened up to see what was around. It's letting yourself flow. That's what it's all about. You're not a physical body. You flow because you're spirit, sentient energy. And then I saw that she was talking about the people that there's over 100 pieces of human essence and stuff type spirit that would screw in with me to keep me all agitated so I couldn't get out of the body. Excuse me. And I needed to keep my brain, to keep my senses so I can take care of, Mama and stuff. People, my love is incredibly powerful. I'm made of love and fortitude. That's what I was made of. Lily, the same. We're one, and then we vibrated into the male and female thing. But it happened as Aramelius and Lilith. It's all in books. Well, in book 1, but of the creation series at Amazon.com. It's also, the books are also there. Search J. Essex Books, J. Essex Creation. Okay, I've been published for many, many years. There's 3 books for the creation series, and then the Jar's Runes of Awakening, which is the Elder Futhark and other runes that, have been lost through history, many of them coming from other planets. And it helps you. They're good. You can use them for divination, but they're made for talking with spirit. And the next thing I'd have it works so good. I've had a couple of people get a hold of me before and said, Jay, I've been using your rune cards for a while. Yeah, these are cards that have the rune in it. Deanna's beautiful work. And said, Jay, I've been using the cards lately, for a while now, and all of a sudden I got this one card, which usually means this, but I was shown, I was told it meant something else, and I smiled. And so I smiled at him, and he goes, "What happened?" And I said, "Well, those cards are to help you talk with your spirit guides yourself, to open up a door of communication for you to understand and accept that they're real, that you're real. It's for your metaphysical growth. So they succeed." And he was like, "Damn, that's pretty neat. Y'all are awesome, but you've never had any help." When I wrote the Creation series, the head, the first book, the head of Create Space, Amazon.com, the head editor, she called me up on the phone. I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, okay, you can't publish my books because they're anti-religion, whatever. And she said, I've been reading books since I was a little girl. I started reading at 5. By the age of 11, I'd read I don't know how many books, and that's why I'm an editor of such a large company. She said, "I've never seen this information anywhere." And I said, "Well, no. And I'm the freak. I'm the only thing strong enough to bring this to you, and while being attacked, and still just, when the stuff attacks me, metaphysically just kill it, including the original first being." Okay? Now, if you can understand that, and there's thousands of you that can because you've been following me for years, if you take that information, that basic input, and put it into the fact that I'm such a small piece of just the main focal point, I'm like the chip for the brain of this huge thing called Arae, who's about to increase in size when he mutates to what I've become. I go in him and wake him and Lily up, and this piece of Lily with me right here, right now, she goes with me. And I protect her, always have. And then I go into them, wake them up. Then I wake up, I flow back into myself where I belong. And then over the years, every time I was in a body having a life, the main energy field I came from, I mentioned earlier, Arae, he kept taking my energy. When I was in a body and I couldn't do anything about it, he'd be ripping energy out of me. So as I was being beaten up, abused, and getting stronger, he was taking that energy. When I created the field back in May 23rd to June of early to the early first half of June 2013, when I created the field, I'd release it from go inside myself and push it out through me, through the filter, and then all of a sudden I feel something was wrong. I felt the weak and everything. I pull it back in, and it was like this, hurt, and I'm like, what? And I saw Arae was attacking it, taking the energy out of it. Because I came from him, so our frequencies are not the same, but very similar. I've developed into something else. So he's dead now. It took a while. He was the biggest thing there was. Anyway, I'm not a sick sadist or anything, but the pain I'm going through right now, I'm actually happy about, because I'm shutting down this brain. I had to keep being able to function mentally so that I could take care of Mama and the other ones. And now that they're gone, now I can, what I'm doing is going back into my brain, and I'm just shutting it down and taking over control of it. And as I do that, when it's time for me to slip out of the body because it's just hanging on death, nothing can mess with me. It can try to keep me in a body, but it can't screw with me because I don't have any more control over the mental functions. So it's a harder way to go, but it's way past time. So, and then everything that's been causing crap in your lives and everything else, about to be dead. burned alive, and then physically you can see everything else. And the earth, many parts of it, are really going to get broken up. So wait till you see what happens to China. But hey, all the governments are all screwed up. U.S. government, wait to see what happens. All those people that are actually ruining your lives, taking your money, taking control, everything from the top all the way down. You'll see it and you'll understand. And the only thing that's going to be left are people of compassion, people who care. Money's not going to be a problem. You know how much money all these people have taken you all their lives? Well, guess what? It's going into one account. And by the way, Donald Trump, with me in it, those people in this area, this country and all, it's going to get distributed out to where it came from and make sure people are taken care of. Everything's changing, folks. And 6 years from now, these bodies won't exist anymore. And you'll just be your true self. When you get out of the body, you just can't wait. You just go. You get the hell away. People say, my uncle died, and I know he came there a couple of times and talked to me and everything, and that way I can't find him. Well, they're still attached to the fact they just had this life, and they do love you and care about you. Or sometimes they're aggressive the wrong way. And then, so they'll hang around a little bit, and then they're like, okay, that's enough. I'm getting the hell out of here. Because they don't want to remember what it's like being in the body, because being yourself out of body is so much better. But even when you were out of your body on the other side, the original first being male and female, and all their little servants, they were abusing the hell out of you anyway. But it's nothing like being in a body. It's not near that bad. Okay, so anyway, all this destruction is going to happen. Animals are being taken away immediately. Now, those people that have pets and can take care of them and everything else, they're going to be helped. Those pets are going to stay. They have good lives. Unless they're old and tired and, need to go, whatever. You'll see. But the whole time this is going on, Lily is going to be in the source field. Okay, part of me that came literally from the energy that's in this body. And it still is. She'll be moving, but I'll be free once I'm out of this damn body. I'll be myself. She'll be flowing through it. She's going to help keep the love and the calm going while everything's happening. And you're going to see that even though there's going to be some strong physical change, the people that are leaving suck, and the people that have been tortured and abused and they have to get out of that body because they need to be themselves and start to heal, they're going too. But when they go, when they leave their bodies, it's going to be a somewhat euphoric experience. It's not going to be this abuse that they've been going through. Now, these other assholes, the abusers, yeah. Wait and see what happens. Some of them are actually going to be what looks like spontaneous combustion, but it's not spontaneous combustion. It's going to be me. Not JSs. Not the ETs. It's going to be myself as Arae. As the brain chip of Arae. Just one part of a huge focal point, but the primary one to go out and have lives. That's why I've had so many. And this is all about all of you. And this physical crap's going. Gee, you had a hamburger, that tasted great. What did the cow go through when it was butchered? This starts when they're alive. I mean, how would you like to be the cow? How would you like to be the sparrow attacked and killed by another, by an eagle, or a hawk, or How would you like that? Well, I don't have to worry about that. No, you don't. And those of you that hunt, bad news, man. You're gonna be awakened. This woke shit is bullshit, but I'm talking about waking up. You're going to awaken. Your metaphysical ability is going to awaken inside you, and you're going to become aware of what's going on, of what you've done. And most hunters are assholes. Anyway, you're being destroyed. When I say destroyed, I'm not just talking about the body. I'm talking about the spirit inside. Pulled out and just destroyed, and then the body drops. The original first being halves, when they were alive, they created all this shit, and they created a mess. And some of the spirit can't be helped or fixed. It's screwed up beyond repair, so it's being deleted. I've been doing that for years. You don't have a tenth of the stuff hanging on you, controlling you that you used to. Then as soon as I finish, about 9 months from now, it'll be pretty much calmed down, and then the ETs will be out here in big numbers. The ETs, and mostly the hybrids, because you can look at and talk. You can look at a hybrid, not freak out. You can talk with them, but their DNA is special inside. And then it eventually within 6 years, everything's done in your home. And the new lives you have are going to be in energy-type bodies like the Fae. But they're even lighter than the Fae. You want to go in one, you go in. You want to come out, you come out. You know, there's going to be a little control to it, so things happen in an organized fashion, but that's it. You want to talk about free will? As long as you don't go imposing on other people's free will, and as long as you stay within a certain basic area, and that certain basic area would be the third dimension, which is, you know, right now, it's like I said, it's got about 1,700 universes in it. So, yeah, I think you got a little room to cruise. As long as you just go by those two guidelines, you do whatever the hell you want. You're in charge. You're actually driving the body that you're in, but it's a spirit body. Planets, everything is going to be spirit, phasing in and out. You'll understand more about that when it's time, when you're spirit again, yourself. So yeah, everything's about to get turned upside down, but it's organized, it's structured, and it's happening with intent and purpose for every single being. Every animal, every plant, everything. It's all happening. Every human, it's all happening in a certain order. It's going to seem like total chaos to everyone. People, it's not. But it's going to be chaotic in its nature. To what your relative to your understanding of what this small thought process of what creation actually is begins to fall apart, and you'll get understanding what they call the Akashic records. Beautiful marble building on the other side. Okay, there's a big stone building on the other side. That's all energy. What? Everyone's done the best they can to understand what's going on, because that's the best we could do. But as we awaken and get stronger, then we start to understand what's happening. Okay? And it keeps growing and growing while you're in the body. That's why I've told people about the Star Essenite that Deanna and I have put together for the spiritualfoundation.com. I don't get money for it. I'm living on my retirement. That's the money I have. And all the money we can, we send off. Deanna just sent off another large sum of money to ARM in Florida, Animal Recovery Mission or something. It's not like I don't have a say-so in the business, but I gave it to Deanna, but Deanna do stuff almost like a father and daughter. Gee, how about that? Because she is. Her spirit inside, she's the daughter from Lily and I. The full Lily and the full Arae, but Lily and I are part of them. When Arae and Lily, the main parts of us, we're in that maiden dimension, went inside it, then the main body of Arae puts this energy field around the two of them. And you can't break through that. It's incredibly ridiculous awesome. But anyway, and then I went right through the barrier with Lily, and then went in the body, and she stayed out. You'll be amazed at what happens in these last few years. It's going to be incredible. The ETs, the Fae making physical bodies out of nowhere. It's smoke, mist starts to come together and make a physical form. Can shake your hand and then just leave again. Because this is it. This is the last hurrah for the physical bodies. So I've tried to prepare you. I've produced products that'll make you incredibly strong. And I realize they're expensive. They're like $700 plus. But these spheres that we've been selling, hundreds and hundreds of them over the years, that I put my source energy into, which is incredibly powerful. Sorry, it just is. All of you are powerful beyond any current understanding you have of who you are. You're made to quote unquote know that you're not by the original first being halves, male and female, while they were alive, and they're servants, what people call angels, but also call them demons, depending on what they're doing. They don't know any better. Anyway, they go inside and mess with you, but almost every single one of them is dead. So it's getting ready to come down. You'll see, you'll understand. And when I start doing everything, I'm doing that myself. I don't need the main part of what I am. I mean, I don't need the big Arae that I fit into. I'm enough of Arae to take care of a lot more than what's going on this planet. I just have to get out of the body, and now, here it comes. So sometimes I hesitate to say something, and then my energy jerks this physical body to make a point of it. Meaning yes. Alright, anyway, that's enough of this. Everything's never been about you. You never meant anything to anyone. Nothing did. The only thing that ever mattered was the original first being male and female. Lying sacks of shit that have abused everyone forever, lied to you. Just like all your governments now. That's coming to an abrupt end. And when shit happens everywhere, you need to understand the people that are really hurting need to go home. And even if they see something, they start to scream, you'll see in their faces they're getting ready to go, euphoria, because they're being taken home with honor because they're compassionate people. This new creation that's being produced, the old is being brought into a new one being produced. Like the good compassionate people and beings, and many of us, plants, animals, yada yada, we're all coming home. The only nasty stuff you have, abusive, dirty, nasty stuff you have is physical bodies, is human, fae, and famen essence and souls. That's what the nasty stuff is. And original source, negativity. And almost all of them were destroyed July 10th, 2012. When they started coming at me right here back through this window, I was facing the other way. And that's when I got rid of a third of the original first being halves, male and female. Anyway, none of this shit's about me. It's all about everyone else. But I had to tell you some crap about myself so you'd understand how the hell I know. Where is this coming from? It's like an anchor keeping a boat from floating away. You'll understand. And those of you that want to help make yourself stronger, especially for what's coming, get some star esenite. If it's 10 grams or over, and it's the tumble stuff, you can put it in one in each front pocket. That's going to charge you up strong. If you can afford it, you get one of the spheres. Those spheres can reach between 50-foot radius and 100-foot radius from where you're at. You put it next to your bed, you're going to be humming. When you're sleeping, you get stronger, and you're not doing anything. You're sleeping. If you're really sensitive to energy, you're going to have to push it farther away. It still works. You can push it farther away where you don't feel it, but it doesn't matter. It's still working. But that energy is controlled through the field. It's mine. Plus, Dana puts hers in it, which is good because then you have the female source in there. I'll be out very soon now, and Lily's going to be floating around through the field. We'll start taking care of things on this planet immediately. The animals, first thing, and then we'll go back into the rest of the beings that were part of the full Arae and Lily, and then all the other energy that was stolen from me by Aramalius, I'll go into it and literally make it part of my own. But make it mine again. But mutate it to this new energy that I became. And then what happens? And then you all do whatever the hell you want. And you're protected. No more shit. No one controls you. No one tells you what to do. As long as you're not interfering with people, trying to control them or abuse them, and as long as you don't try to take off, too far out of the borders of creation, which is huge, those are the only two things that are to be concerned with. Otherwise, you do whatever the hell you want. You have no idea of who you really are as spirit. I'm generally speaking. I'm not, I'm so great and you're not. No, I'm no better than a stick and shit, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that you cannot yet appreciate who you really are. And the fact that when you were in your normal state in the second dimension floating around, you didn't have rights or any free will there either. Now you're about to have it. But these abusive bodies, they're gone. Okay? Less than 6 years from now, these bodies, physical bodies, no mas. No planets, plants, people, nothing. The planets and all, they'll be there, but all the energy in it are being taken out, the stars. Anyway, that's creation's purge. Taking this creation, destroying everything wrong with it, taking all the good with it, which is all you, and then changing your environment to when you go have lives, you're going to be in energy bodies. So, when I'm personally myself and I'm huge, when I have had a life in a Fey body, which are energy bodies, but they're a little stiffer than the ones you're about to be given. When I have a life in the Fey body, I can live for 1 month. I can nourish myself for 1 whole month, 30 days on Earth, from the energy that I can consume from a thimble of honey and a fallen apple. And these new energy bodies, there's no requirements whatsoever. And if you want, you can make a solid body, but you won't be able to hold it long, then it's going to dissipate, and that's how it is. So you can temporarily make one, but there's no organs and stuff, you just make the body. All right, folks. Love you, and that's the last time I tell you about this stuff. So, I want everyone to know how much you mean to Lily and I. We literally have no desire for anything other than to be with each other completely and to take care of everyone. To be there for you, and me especially, to protect. And we serve. Don't call servants. Don't tell us what you want us to do, because that shit ain't gonna end, that won't end well. But we'll take care of everything you have. And you've got some problem, talk to us. Let us know you're serious about something, and it'll be taken care of, as long as it doesn't bother anyone else or get a little too self-absorbed. Creation's never been about you. About the compassionate. It's about the change. I've always said, Lily and I love you. And we do. But you're finally going to find out for yourself. And when all this destruction happens, it's not ETs, it's not anything else. It's me, personally, not Lily. Lily doesn't do that. She and I have always had an agreement from the very beginning. I do the destruction. That's not a happy thing, even when it's necessary. And no more than one person should ever have to deal with that. And I'm just of the size and makeup to where it's easier for me than anyone else. So, as long as it takes me to shut down this brain, and I see it and feel it already happening, and now it's time to get aggressive. My responsibilities here at the house have diminished to very little. So it's time. Not today, not tomorrow, who knows? But not long. So this should end in June. We'll see. Folks, we love you. Take care. And I'm looking forward to making sure you always have what you need. And those of you of compassion, you deserve to have everything there is. And you deserve to have lives that are of your choosing, doing what you want to do. That's how you develop naturally a spirit to the best, beautiful, strongest you that you can be. Not by being abused and beat up. It's like feeding someone steroids. Love you, folks. We love you, and we'll see you soon.